सभासदों, मान्य उप सभापति जी,
now statutory resolution, the Mines and yes, the Mines and Mineral Development and Regulation Amendment 2015. अरे बाबा, I know it.
आप क्यों?
You are introducing me to the leader of opposition.
we appreciate the word activism of
Sir, Honorable Deputy Chairperson, Chairman Sir, Sir, I am not discussing here the merits and demerits of an individual bill which have been listed for passage for today, in today's business. I am asking one fundamental question. We have standing committees in place. Last year we didn't have the standing committees. Naturally, whenever the new government comes, it has always happened in the past that it takes at least 5 to 6 months to reconstitute the standing committees. But insofar as this year is concerned, we have all the standing committees in place. So I would like to know whether this government has done away with the standing committees or they have chosen not to take the route of the standing committees and come straightway to, and without going to the scrutiny of the parliamentary standing committees. As far as I understand, the 3 bills which have been listed for passage today, none of these bills have been referred or have faced the scrutiny of the parliamentary standing committee, and none of these bills were referred by the upper house to the standing committee. If that be so, by the lower house, if that be so, I do not understand how this house can pass these bills without the scrutiny of the parliamentary standing committee. As I have said in the beginning, I am not talking about the merit and dismerit of an individual bill. There may be difference of opinion from individual to individual and from party to party, but I am talking about the fundamental case, fundamental, that is the frontal and that is the moot question, because we shall have to deal with this question in next coming 4.5 years also. So keeping that in mind, my suggestion would be, since they have not faced the scrutiny of the parliamentary standing committee and the Lok Sabha has not referred these bills to the Lok Sabha has not referred to the standing committee, so let the Raj Sabha refer these bills to the select committee. Thank you.
माननीय नेता प्रतिपक्ष ने कहा, मैं पूरी तरह उससे सहमत हूँ। जब से स्टैंडिंग कमेटी की शुरुआत हुई, तब से मैं देख रहा हूँ कि हमेशा जो महत्वपूर्ण बिल हैं उनको अगर यहाँ इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ है तो यहाँ से स्टैंडिंग कमेटी को भेजा जाता रहा, अगर लोकसभा में इंट्रोड्यूस हुए तो लोकसभा में भेजा जाता रहा। लेकिन अब की बार ये लगातार हम देख रहे हैं कि स्टैंडिंग कमेटी को नज़रअंदाज किया जा रहा है। तो जो सवाल है माननीय नेता विरोधी दल का, वो बिल्कुल जायज़ है। ये अलग बात है कि जो विधेयक हैं उन विधेयक की मेरिट क्या है, उनकी कुछ बातों से हम सहमत भी हो सकते हैं, नहीं भी हो सकते हैं सहमत। लेकिन जो प्रश्न उठाया है नेता प्रतिपक्ष ने, वो पूरी तरह से वैलिड है और मैं मांग करता हूं, माननीय नेता सदन बैठे हुए हैं, कि इस परंपरा को कायम रखें, उसे ख़त्म न करें। कमेटी का बहुत योगदान होता है। कमेटी के कमेटी में जाने के बाद आता है तो आपको भी सहूलियत हो जाती है, वरना अभी जो बिल आप ला रहे हैं, बिल लोकसभा में पास कर दिया और यहाँ आते आते ही उसमें आपने संशोधन भी कर दिए, तोमर साहब के संशोधन आ गए। अगर कमेटी में गया होता तो ये बात नहीं होती। इसलिए मेरी आपसे, आपके माध्यम से माननीय नेता सदन से ये प्रार्थना है कि वे ऐसे सभी बिल्स को जब भी आए, अगर पहले तो लोकसभा में स्टैंडिंग कमेटी को भेजें, अगर वहाँ से पारित हो गए हैं तो यहाँ आने पर उनको सेलेक्ट कमेटी में भेजने के लिए हम लोग प्रस्ताव करने के लिए मजबूर होंगे।
Okay, on with regard to, I'll allow you. But regarding the procedural matter, I have to say something that already these bills have been listed in the business. It has come from the Lok Sabha after they are passed. So, if at all the House want to send it to Select Committee, after Minister moving the motion, you have to move an amendment for that. No, let me say, no, that's what I'm saying. Only by moving an amendment and being a Select Committee, that amendment should contain the names of who should be in the Select Committee. So only that is a procedure if it is to be done. So I have to go through the procedure. At the time, appropriate time, you can move amendment. I have no problem.
Deputy Chairman, sir, we are talking of the principle. Without going into the merits or demerits, the Parliament procedures and the Parliamentary rules provide for, as LOP has said, Ram Gopal ji has said, standing committees.
That is not possible here now.
No, we know that. That's why this House, as per practice, as per tradition, sends the bills to its Select Committee for parliamentary scrutiny. Now, we have only appealed to the government, as Ram Gopal ji has also said, that we must not dispense with parliamentary committee scrutiny, and therefore what is being said here should be accepted. Now, with regard to the rule per se, sir, it is the House finally which frames the rules, and if the House decides, then that should be accepted. In any case, as per the rules also, the notices are there. House is supreme.
Submitted the amendments. The thing is, these amendments only for consisting the members of the opposition parties. That is why Honorable Leader of Opposition raised this issue at the beginning. These parliamentary standing committees are the extension of our parliamentary system. Only parliamentary standing committee has the mechanism to hear the views of the stakeholders.
Now it is not possible here.
That is why we demand for a Select Committee. The thing is, sir, we have two examples. I would like to mention that before this House, sir. The last session we demand for a Select Committee for payment and settlement. Honorable Minister stated that a very small bill, but as per the general consensus, the government is ready. But I had an opportunity to work with that committee. The Reserve Bank came with new amendments before that committee. Now look to this today's bill, minerals bill. That was passed in Lok Sabha. Today, government came with a new amendment. Why this has happened? If it is standing committee, scrutiny is there, the government, department, stakeholders can submit their views. Now look at today's business. This bill, the minister yesterday told it was very important bill, urgent bill, passed in Lok Sabha. Yesterday government demanded it should be passed yesterday itself. If that has happened, the government did not get an opportunity to move this official amendment today. The government would have to wait for 1 or 2 years to move this official amendment today. That's our constitutional fathers.
So we go by the rules
for a democratic concept. When we demand, our motion is there.
So amendment at the appropriate time, I will call.
We request the government.
See, if the notice given for the amendment for Select Committee is in order, I will call the names at the appropriate time. Yes.
We are discussing the general principles.
There is no need of discussion because general principle, because we go by procedure. I will go by procedure. Yes, sir.
Chairman, सभापति जी, जो LOP ने कहा और राम गोपाल जी ने, राजन ने, मेरी इतनी विनती है कि संस्थाएं तो बहुत कठिनाई से एक एवोल्यूशन होता है, एक संस्थाएं बड़ी मुश्किल से खड़ी होती है। स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के मामले में लोकसभा से और दोनों सदन से काफ़ी बहस हुई और वहाँ शिवराज पाटिल जी, माननीय शिवराज पाटिल जी उसमें वहाँ स्पीकर थे। बहुत कठिनाई, और उससे चूँकि समय नहीं होता है, पार्लियामेंट में कई मामले में कई तरह की चीज़ें सब आ नहीं पाती हैं, इसलिए ये संस्था एक अपनी तरह की ताकत के साथ खड़ी है, मिनी पार्लियामेंट थी। तो मैं मानता हूँ कि मैंने तो नरेंद्र तोमर जी से बात की थी, तो इस बिल में मुझे कोई कुछ ही बातों पे एतराज़ था, लेकिन बाकी ठीक था। बहुत सी बातों से मैं सहमत हूँ इन बिलों में, और कोल के मामले में तो लगभग 3 लाख का ऑक्शन हो जाएगा, 30 लाख करोड़ का। इसलिए मेरी आपसे विनती है कि विद इन रूल्स, सदन की एक भावना है कि सेलेक्ट कमेटी में टाइम बाउंड कर दीजिए। यदि सरकार को इसमें जल्दी है तो वक्त की पाबंदी लगा दीजिए, लेकिन सारी पार्टियां उसमें अपने विचार दे देती हैं और एक बारीकी से लोग अध्ययन करके उसमें आते हैं। इसलिए इसको यानी सेलेक्ट कमेटी में जाएगा तो इसमें जरूर है कि सरकार चाहती कि जल्दी इसमें हो जाए, और जो मंत्री इससे वास्ता रखते हैं उनसे मेरी चर्चा हुई है, लेकिन मेरी इतनी विनती है कि समय का भी ध्यान रखें। सेलेक्ट कमेटी में पहुंचाते समय टाइम बाउंड करना चाहिए, और रूल्स के अंतर्गत आपके हाथ में है ये, और इस संस्था को प्रोटेक्ट करने का आपसे ज्यादा कोई बेहतर आदमी हो नहीं सकता, क्योंकि आप तो कितना वर्षों के यहाँ पार्लियामेंट का आपको अनुभव है। लेकिन इसलिए आप जो है वो इसमें
आपका जो डिसीजन है, डिसीजन इज हाउस डिसीजन, आई एम ओनली द फैसिलिटेटर।
हाँ, हमारी विनती है कि इसमें आप थोड़ा सहयोग करिए, ये संस्था बनी रहना चाहिए। अच्छा, ये इससे देश का लाभ होता, नुकसान नहीं होता।
I will have to come to the
माननीय उपसभापति महोदय, जो अभी हमारे वरिष्ठ नेताओं ने बात आपके सामने रखी, सदन के सामने रखी है, मैं भी उससे पूरी तरीके से सहमत हूँ, हमारी पार्टी भी सहमत है कि स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का जो महत्व है वो ख़त्म नहीं किया जा सकता, और मेरिट और डीमेरिट पे हम लोग नहीं जा रहे हैं। जो बिल, जैसा कि माननीय शरद यादव जी ने कहा कि बिल्स में कुछ अच्छाइयाँ हैं, कुछ हो सकता है सजेशंस हम लोगों को देने हों, लेकिन उसका मौका मिलना चाहिए। मौका यहाँ पर डिस्कशन में मौका दूसरा होता है और सिलेक्ट कमेटी या स्टैंडिंग कमेटी में दूसरा होता है, और इसके पहले भी हो चुका है। जुडिशियल अकाउंटेबिलिटी बिल में हमारे जो नेता सदन हैं उन्होंने वो थे, उसमें कंट्रीब्यूशन दिया, पूरा बिल चेंज होकर के दोबारा से आया और एक नया बिल का स्वरूप सामने आया। इस तरह से अनेकों इंसिडेंट्स हैं जो कि परंपराएं रही हैं, लेकिन इस जो अभी कि सीधे ऑर्डिनेंस पास करके और यहाँ पर ला करके और उसके बाद अमेंडमेंट सरकार का खुद सामने आया है, तो ऐसी स्थिति में अगर सिलेक्ट कमेटी में जाता है और सिलेक्ट कमेटी में जैसा कि कहा कि एक टाइम बाउंड समय के तहत करके दोबारा अभी हाउस फिर बैठेगा और इसको लाया जा सकता है, उसमें इस पे निर्णय लिया जा सकता है, तो मैं समझता हूँ कि सिलेक्ट कमेटी में भेजने में सरकार को इसमें कोई एक इशू बना करके और आपत्ति नहीं करनी चाहिए, बल्कि इसमें सहमत होना चाहिए।
Yes.
Sir, I endorse what LOP and other leaders have said. We should be proud of our parliament. It is a vibrant, sovereign parliament. And we have created standing committees, select committees as the best mechanism to scrutinize all legislations, all policy matters. Sir, it is not the question of one party or other. Parties may change sides. And today one party may be in power, tomorrow some other party may be in power, but parliament will have to be there, and our parliamentary democratic system will have to be there. And there I think the bills which were not scrutinized by the standing committees will have to be referred to select committees in Rajya Sabha, and let us consider this.
Right. Now see, the matter is very simple. There is a statutory motion that has to be put to vote. Then the minister has to move the motion for consideration of the bill. At that point of time, that is the time to move amendment for select committee. if notice is there, proper notice, let me complete. No, but let me complete. Let me say, I have to, see, I heard all of you, but I have to go by procedure. See, I have to go by procedure that, see, whatever you say, whether government agrees with or do not agrees or the procedure I have to follow. That's all what I am saying. Procedure here is statutory motion as per the constitutional provision. Let me say, as per the constitutional provision, that has to be disposed of. Then number 2, minister has to move the motion or the bill. Then only you can move or do not move. Then I will do accordingly. Then you decide. Yeah, please. I will do accordingly.
Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir, the leader of the opposition and some of the very distinguished members have highlighted the importance of the standing committee system. That is something we are all aware of, and it's a time-tested practice that we honor that. But then, sir, at the same time, this is not the first time that an ordinance is coming up, and a normal practice of this House has been that when ordinances are issued in matters of urgency, then they don't go through the standing committee procedure generally. And therefore, this general principle that everything must go to the standing committee irrespective of urgency is certainly not been a standard practice. You will have to go to the subject matter of each bill and the subject matter of each ordinance in order to decide whether this matter has to go through the standing committee. Now, there are 3 bills which are listed today: motor vehicles, mines and minerals, and coal. Now, there are 2 of these 3 bills, and the third I'll show is completely interconnected. Because to say that we may agree or disagree on material, we are not going on merits, you'll have to go on to the merits in order to decide this principle. What is the issue as far as motor vehicles is concerned? Courts have passed a certain order which has the effect that very poor sections of societies who are rickshaw pullers and others, literally numbering into lakhs, are rendered jobless. They become starved. It is then that the urgency has arisen and the government has acted. What is the second matter? The coal. I don't want to go into the entire history, but just state a few facts. Under the old law, there was a mechanism through a screening committee by which coal blocks were being allocated. That allocation was commented upon, and then that allocation was challenged. Electricity production, coal mining in this country had suffered in the meanwhile because there was a stalemate. And from 2006-2007, being one of the largest coal reserves in this country, we were having to import coal from outside. The Supreme Court finally returned a verdict saying, this methodology of allocation of coal is wrong. Coal must be allocated through the auction and the market mechanism. Now you had another hurdle to get over. These mines were being developed by some set of people. The land in question belonged to some set of people, either those mine owners or others. And by an auction procedure, the mines were being allocated to somebody else who succeeded in the auction. So you needed an urgent action by the government by which coal production in India could start. The ownership or the right on the land and the right on the mineral below the land had to vest in the same person who succeeded. Those who had developed the earlier infrastructure have to be compensated, and this goes to the third parties. The change procedure is a two-stage procedure. A, there is auctioning, and B, the government felt that the entire money coming out of these auctions goes to the states. And the coal mines are generally in those areas which are the tribal regions of this country. So all the money that comes goes to the benefit of those regions. So this is the urgency which has arisen. Now you have the coal block auctions which have gone on.
If you could, no, I don't want to. I have no intention to interrupt. Just one thing regarding the urgency. Is it not a fact that the auctions could have proceeded under the 2010 Act and the rules framed thereunder in 2012? But the auction could not take place earlier under the 2010 Act because the allocations were challenged in the Supreme Court and the matter was sub judice. After the Supreme Court's decision of September 2014 in cancellation, the government had no urgency. The government could have proceeded with the auctions under the 2010 Act. I am not consciously going into the merits because we are on the issue of principles, fundamental principle. That's all.
I am very grateful to Mr. Anand Sharma. And I'll just point out the inadequacy in the 2010 and the situation which was created. It can't be anybody's intention, certainly not yours or your party's, that electricity production in this country suffers. Nobody can have a vested interest in keeping India backward. And therefore, this procedure has to be expedited. Now, the fallacy in your argument is, the auctions could have gone on, but how does the land beneath which the mineral is located gets vested in the new person who succeeds in the auction? The 2010 Act had no provision. 2010 के एक्ट में ये तो था कि आप नीलामी कर सकते हैं, हालांकि उस एक्ट में कभी नीलामी नहीं हुई, लेकिन जो जमीन थी उसकी जो मालिकाना हक थे, मलकियत थी, वो किसी और के पास है, और नीचे जो मिनरल है, मिनरल की मलकियत ऑक्शन के मुताबिक किसी तीसरे पे चली जाती। सो जो लैंड और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर था लैंड के ऊपर, वो उस मिनरल के साथ जाना है उस सक्सेसफुल पार्टी को। और अगर आप 2014 का ऑर्डिनेंस और 2010 का एक्ट देखें तो उसमें बुनियादी अंतर यह है कि 2014 के ऑर्डिनेंस के तहत मिनरल के साथ साथ जमीन और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर भी नए व्यक्ति को जाएगा, और नए व्यक्ति को जाने के बाद जो पुराना व्यक्ति जिसने वो क्रिएट किया था उसको उसका मुआवजा दिया जाएगा, ताकि यह स्थिति स्टेलमेट की ना हो। केवल 2010 के एक्ट में जाएंगे तो जमीन और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर किसी और का है, मिनरल किसी और का है, और वो माइनिंग उस जमीन किसी तीसरे की जमीन पर नहीं कर सकता। इसलिए 2014 की इस ऑर्डिनेंस की आवश्यकता पड़ी। आज परिस्थिति यह है कि 32 खाने 42 माइंस नीलाम हो चुकी हैं। 42 Why do you interrupt me when I'm saying 32? You say 42. 32 is the correct figure. There is some extra enthusiasm on our side because our power and coal minister is more enthused because of the fact that he has proved Mr. Vinod Rai wrong. Because Mr. Vinod Rai said the total loss is 1,86,000 from 200 mines. 32 mines alone have fetched 2 lakh crores. And therefore, I can understand his enthusiasm, because when 200 are auctioned, what is the amount they get? And who are the people who are getting this money? Jharkhand, West Bengal, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, the tribal areas of Madhya Pradesh and the tribal districts of Maharashtra. Some goes to Telangana also. Now, these are the areas, and it has been consistently the complaint of every government that the tribal areas have been the worst recipients as far as our growth process is concerned. और पहली बार इतिहास ने हमें मौका दिया है कि ये जो 2 लाख, 2.5 लाख, 3 लाख करोड़ रुपया इस सब से आएगा, ये उन ट्राइबल एरियाज में जाएगा। और इसका असर ये है, चला जी, ये बहुत सरल है, आप हम सब में सबसे अनुभवी हैं यहां, बहुत सरल है ये कहना कि थोड़ी और प्रतीक्षा कर ले, जल्दी कर लें, लेकिन असर ये होगा कि ये सारा जो नीलामी हुई है, लाखों रुपए जो लोगों ने, लाखों करोड़ रुपए जो लोगों ने इसमें लगा दिए और जो राज्यों को मिलने हैं, उसमें विलंब होने वाला है। जब तक हम इसको अप्रूव नहीं करेंगे, वहां माइनिंग दोबारा नहीं शुरू हो सकती, वो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इधर नहीं आएगा। 4 अप्रैल को ये ऑर्डिनेंस समाप्त हो जाएगा। द ऑर्डिनेंस विल डाई इट्स डेथ ऑन द 4th of April। 4 अप्रैल तक कोई स्टैंडिंग कमेटी आने वाली नहीं है, और इसलिए आपका जो सुझाव अगर मान लिया जाए तो उसका पहला असर है कि द ऑर्डिनेंस विल लैप्स। दूसरा असर है कि जमीन किसी और की होगी, नीचे मिनरल किसी और का होगा। तीसरा असर यह है कि इन ट्राइबल स्टेट्स को, जहां ट्राइबल पॉपुलेशन है, अभी पैसा नहीं मिलेगा जब तक ये कानून नहीं आएगा इसका। व्हाट पर्पस आर वी ट्राइंग टू अचीव बाय दिस डिले? और मिनरल एक्ट में भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट की जो ऑब्जर्वेशन है, उस ऑब्जर्वेशन के मुताबिक, क्योंकि अब उन्होंने कहा नीलामी करिए, दिस इज अ नेचुरल रिसोर्स, दिस मस्ट बी ऑक्शन, यू मस्ट बाय मनी। आज तक तो लोगों को कोल माइंस मिलती रही बिना ऑक्शन मनी दिए हुए, मिनरल मिलता रहा सिर्फ रॉयल्टी देने के बाद। मिनरल एक्ट में यह लिखा है कि फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व, जो पहले आके दरखास्त दे देगा, जब माइन खोली जाएगी, जो पब्लिक होगी, उसको माइन मिल जाएगी। अब यह प्रोसीजर भी अपने आप में ऑब्सोलीट हो गया, पुराना हो गया, और इसलिए ये जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट की ऑब्जर्वेशन है, उसके मुताबिक मिनरल एक्ट में भी ये अमेंडमेंट किया जा रहा है। और इसलिए एक ट्रांसपेरेंट प्रोसीजर सरकार ला रही है। कोई भी सरकार चाहे कि हम डिस्क्रिशनरी तरीके से दें, एक कमेटी बना दे, कमेटी दे, फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व में भी और स्क्रीनिंग कमेटी में भी डिस्क्रिशन चलती रही आज तक, उसको समाप्त करके सरकार कह रही है मैं तय नहीं करूंगी, नीलामी से तय होगा। और उसके बाद जितना साधन आएगा, और तीसरा असर मैं आपको बता दूं इसका जो होगा, अगर ये ऑर्डिनेंस लैप्स करता है तो ये 32 माइंस की ऑक्शन लैप्स नहीं करेगी। दैट इज एक्शन विच हैज ऑलरेडी बीन अंडरटेकन एज अंडर दिस ऑर्डिनेंस। दोज माइंस विल गो ऑन, लेकिन जो 7 राज्यों को पैसा मिलना है वो इस ऑर्डिनेंस के तहत मिल रहा है। Then the money remains with the central government, it doesn't go to those tribal states. Of course the merits are linked to it. You are wanting to keep a procedure which is obsolete, which goes against the interest of the tribal states. Of course the merits are linked to the question of urgency. The merits, Mr. Digvijay Singh, put you in the dock. This is your conspiracy against the tribal states, and that is why you don't want to discuss the merits.
It won't be affected by the ordinance.
No, it is not. You see, you are trying to delay the benefit which is going to go to the tribal states. That is what you are trying to do.
Okay.
इसका सर, इसका असर ये, it doesn't go to the states. It goes to the states only because of this ordinance. सिर्फ रॉयल्टी जाती है स्टेट्स को. Sorry, only royalty goes to the states. The auction money doesn't.
Okay.
It's we who are giving the auction money to the states.
All right.
Of course, the merits are linked to the urgency. I will tell you, sir, let me tell my friends in the left parties, on 31st of March, 42 mines will close and lakhs of workers will get unemployed, for which the CPM will be squarely liable. Because you are trying to delay it.
Okay.
लाखों मजदूरों को 31 मार्च के बाद रोजगार नहीं मिलेगा, और आप वर्किंग क्लास की वकालत करते हैं और उनको बेरोजगार करना चाहते हैं.
Okay. All right. Okay, now let me proceed. Okay. Now, all right, all right. Now I will proceed. Okay. Okay.
You are certainly not happy. You are aligning yourself with those who wanted only a discretionary allotment.
Okay. No. Now I will proceed. Okay, let us go to the procedure.
Sir, there is a huge element of urgency in this, and the urgency element is mining has to go on. Workers will be rendered unemployed on the 1st of April when the mines close on 31st under the directions of the Supreme Court. This issue has to be squarely settled before 31st. This issue, the money has to go to the states, which but for the ordinance will not go to the states.
Okay, that's all. Sit down. No.
Sir, my suggestion is, sir, on a question of procedure, I have just two things to say, sir. The first is, you have a statutory resolution, then you have an amendment, and you have the bill. Let all three be taken up for discussion.
It is like that.
And thereafter you can take it up for vote.
No, it is like that. No, the procedure is that I have already told.
And sir, finally, I have just one request. As a matter of parliamentary practice, of course, both houses are sovereign in their own rights. But we should also see the larger impact on our constitutional and democratic system. If every decision of a directly elected house is going to be overruled, the impact it will have.
No, okay, please. Now let me come. No. Now let me proceed. See, let me proceed. Now let me proceed. See, let me proceed. Allow me to proceed. No further discussion. No further discussion. No need of discussion.
किसका पक्ष ले रहे हो?
I have to proceed.
किसका पक्ष ले रहे हो? आदिवासियों
No
के
further
खिलाफ.
discussion.
आदिवासियों के खिलाफ. आदिवासियों के खिलाफ जाओगे.
See, now let me proceed. No, that's okay. Now listen. Okay. Okay, take down. Okay, that's okay. Statutory motion. Now, no, see. Now, statutory motion. Now, please. Please. Okay. Statutory motion. Now, please. Now, Taban, sit down. Now, I am going. See, I am going to proceed. Please, all of you listen. Now, there was suggestion to send it to select committee, and the government has explained the urgency of the bill. So, I am going by the procedure. I heard both.